Men of Shore Athletics, welcome to your virtual S&C session. In this video, we're going to basically outline your warm-up and then session 1, and then we'll move on to session 2. Okay, so just follow on with the warm-up, guys. Okay, we're going to go over the sort of technical points of each movement. Then you can pause it, complete 2 rounds of it, and then we'll move on to the sessions themselves. Okay, here we go. All right, the first movement of our warm-up is the body weight squat. Now, the first and the easiest way of doing this is just doing a squat with your arms out in front, like Jake is demoing here. Okay, notice how he's sitting right back into his heels, keeping his weight through his heels. He's got a nice smooth tempo, taking 3 seconds to come down, and then nice and smooth on the way up. With each rep, keeping good body position, he's trying to get a little deeper. So he completes 10 reps there. I think that's 9. One more, please. Okay, good. Now, a couple of deep breaths, guys. Moving on to the second movement or exercise, which is known as the reverse warrior lunge. Okay, so you get your feet together. Okay, you'll step back with one leg, and as you drop your back knee and your hips down towards the ground, you'll raise your palms to the ceiling, keeping nice straight elbows. Now, this is an excellent movement for opening up the whole front of your body. Okay, and as runners and jumpers and even throwers, we all know how important it is to be able to get great hip extension in our stride, for example. Okay, so this is a great one for opening up, as I said, that whole front of the body, or that particularly that anterior pelvic region. Okay, so you complete 5 each leg. Got 1 more each, I think. Yep. So really reach up high. Drop your back knee, you might just kiss it on the ground there. Okay, very well done, guys. Okay, moving on to the third movement, which is known as the Spider-Man with a thoracic rotation. Okay, so you get into a push-up position. Okay, you're going to step out with your left foot next to your left hand. Okay, notice how he keeps straight through his back knee. Okay, and then he'll drop his left elbow to his heel, and then keeping his eyes on his fingertips, he reaches for the sky or the ceiling. Then he alternates. So right foot comes out next to the right hand. He drops the elbow next to the heel. Okay, and then keeping his eyes on the fingertips, he'll raise it high to the ceiling, rotating from the pelvis all the way through the spine and then into that limb. With this movement, guys, you're doing 5 each leg, or 5 each side. Okay? So good work, Jake. Each rep, you're trying to get that little bit more range of movement. Imagine your spine's a wet towel and you're trying to squeeze it dry. Ensuring that back knee remains straight and weighing heavy through your hips. It's a great exercise, also known as the greatest stretch alive, opening up a lot of key areas of the body. Okay, finally, guys, this one's very much focused on the hamstrings. Okay, it's called a ground sweep. Okay, so you pitch your heel into the ground, toe pointing towards the sky or the ceiling, slow sweeps from behind the heel past your toes. Now, you don't necessarily have to be able to touch the ground here. It's just finding a point that's, you know, a very difficult sort of stretch or strong stretch for you, and sort of sweeping through in that motion. Okay, so if you're very mobile, you'll obviously have your heel out further in front of your hips, and if you're not quite as mobile, it's going to be sort of more underneath your hips there. So find out where you stack up. Okay, so that's 5 each leg. Okay, so guys, that's 4 movements there that we've completed in that little circuit. You'll go through that 1 more time in your own time, so you've completed it twice. Okay, guys, get stuck into that warm-up and we'll be back with you very shortly to start session 1. Okay, guys, I hope you went well with the warm-up. You're feeling nice and limber. Okay, so basically there's 2 sessions that we've set out for you as a part of your whole athletics training program. So these S&C sessions, there's 1 and 2, will fit around your running, jumping, or even throwing sessions. Okay, so basically during your week when you have time, you'll complete these sessions. They can be done at the local park or at home or wherever you like. They require little to no equipment, and like if you're looking to really externally load certain movements, you've just got to get creative with them, and you use what gym equipment you might have at your house, or if you have no equipment, as I said, get creative with household equipment. Okay, Jake's going to talk you through how each session is structured and how it flows.
Thanks, Dave. So in terms of the session, there's going to be 3 complexes. So you'll perform your warm-up, which you've just gone through 2 times through. Okay, and then there's going to be 3 different complexes. So within each complex, there's an A and a B part to the complex. The A part is generally your main lift or exercise, and the B part is an accessory that is specific to athletics. Okay, so there's both are of equal importance. Okay, and you'll follow A and B, and then repeat that 4 times through. So what you'll do is you'll start a 2-minute timer on your first set. You'll complete the A exercise, say for 8 repetitions. You'll then have a short rest, and then you'll complete the B part of that exercise. Once that timer reaches 2 minutes, you'll then go back and start the A complex again. Okay, so 3 complexes, 4 sets, A and B each time.
And each session, guys, including the warm-up and the plyometrics that we'll do at the end, will take you less than 30 minutes if you keep to that timer. Okay? Okay, guys, starting off session number 1, we're on complex number 1. Okay, please follow on from home with your program that is on the Shore Strength Conditioning Lampada page. Okay, so 1A is a squat, and 1B, so what the squat's complex with, is a plank. Okay, we're going to be running through each level. Level 1 is for those boys who have done very limited amounts of strength and conditioning training in the past, so they might be on level 1 or stage 1 of the LTAD program, or they haven't done any structured S&C before at Shore. Okay, level 2 is for those guys who might be in year 9 or 10. They've done S&C in PE. They might have been on level 3, 4 and beyond in their LTAD programs. They might have been involved in, say, 15As rugby. They've got some experience, but they're not heavily experienced in S&C. Okay, and level 3 is more orientated around our senior boys. Okay, and they're guys who have completed a lot of structured S&C training and have been carefully coached over their years at Shore. Okay, so with the squat, okay, level 1, we'll just be doing a bodyweight squat. Even those more advanced guys, I'm sure you can pick up some pointers here. Okay, so really sitting into your heels as Jake's doing. Okay, shoulders back and down. Okay, nice strong chest. Thirdly, okay, tempo is very key with your squat. 3 seconds on the down phase or eccentric phase, really powering up on the way up. Okay, there's 8 reps there. Okay, now moving on. Okay, if you're a little bit more advanced or you find that's not difficult enough for you, okay, you can use some household equipment, or if you have some gym equipment like a dumbbell or a med ball or just something heavy, okay, you can load it in a goblet position as Jake's displaying here, sitting into your heels and powering up. Obviously, get creative with what you have around you. Okay, the heavier, the harder. Let's really work on being snappy on the way up, nice and slow and controlled on the way down. Okay, once again, notice Jake's heels never inch up off the ground. Okay, now level 3, okay, for our more advanced guys. Okay, now he's going to do a single leg squat. So find a chair or a bench or something similar to what we have here. Okay, now you can do this without weight, or Jake's really taking it on here using a 5 kilo med ball. Okay, you're sitting back in your heel, doing a single leg squat. He's making it look much easier than it actually is. Okay, great work. Notice his good body position, nice straight spine, sitting into his heel. Well done, Jake. Okay, now moving on, guys. So you've completed your set of squats there. and now we complex it with our B movement, okay? So this is a core-based exercise, okay, known as a plank or a prone hold. Level 1, elbows and toes on the ground. We all would have done this exercise at some stage in our lives. I'll bet my house on it, okay? The 2 cues, okay? Suck your belly into your spine and squeeze your bum cheeks together, okay? That in itself helps to switch on that whole trunk area, okay, and keep that good body position that Jake's displaying with a straight line from the top of his head down to his heels, okay? If you want to move to level 2, guys, you go up into a push-up position. So you just hold the top of a push-up. Once again, the 2 cues, sucking your belly button into your spine and squeezing your bum cheeks together. And if you're really looking to advance things, you're one of our senior squad members, okay? I'd love to see you be able to lift 1 foot off the ground for 5 seconds, hold and down, okay? Now, rather than just lifting it up through your hamstring, really try to recruit the glute here, initiate the glute, feel it squeeze, and then your foot will come off the ground. Notice how Jake's hips don't sway from side to side. They're not sagging. As he does this, he's showing excellent, strong, good core control. Okay, well done, Jake. Okay, so guys, that shows how we complex those 2 movements together. You'll complete 4 rounds of it, okay? Now, always emphasize form here. Okay, don't be lifting something so heavy that your movement and form are going out the window. Okay, good luck with that. We'll see you on complex number 2. All right, man, welcome to complex number 2. I hope you went well with the squats and the planks. Okay, so in complex number 2, following on with your programs at home, okay, we have the hip extensions, okay, and that is complexed with our single leg calf raise. Okay, so level 1 for our hip extensions is basically a bilateral, which means 2 legs on the ground, okay, hip extension or a bridge, okay? So you're driving from your heels, achieving a nice straight line at the top from your knees, hips and shoulders. So you press up fast and snappy, holding at the top with a slow release. So it'll be up, hold and slow release. Notice how Jake, his heels are on the ground really firmly, his toes are just off the ground there, okay? All the weight's through his heels. Also notice, guys, his heels aren't so far away from his body that he's primarily recruiting the hamstrings, okay? Nor are they so close that it's really quad dominant, okay? Notice how the heels are basically underneath his knees when his hips are extended. That's the position that we want you to be in, okay? Now, that's level 1 done. To advance this movement, okay, you're going to have both feet on the ground to start off with. You're going to raise your hips up as we were doing before, and then you'll extend 1 leg, okay? And then we start performing our 8 reps. So it's 8 each leg. So down and up, hold at the top, down and up, and continue on for 8 reps. When you swap over, you come at the top as Jake is, and then you put both feet on the ground, then you'll extend your left leg, okay, and then you rep away. Okay, so notice how Jake's really being aggressive with his hip drive, okay, getting that perfect hip extension, and then slowly releasing. Okay, now to advance this movement even more, okay, it's already difficult, okay, but to advance it even more, we externally load it. Now you could get anything around the house, okay? Obviously, you know, don't use your pets or anything like that, but just, you know, you could be using a kettle with obviously not hot water. You could be using like a heavy jerry can, anything, be creative, okay? So you just put the load there, or the weight on your hip that's doing the work over the top of the glute. Okay, very well done. Okay, notice how he transfers the weight across there. He keeps that going. All right, very well done. Thank you, Jake. Okay, so moving on to our B exercise in this complex. Okay, and that's an eccentric calf raise. okay? So notice in this complex, we're really targeting, one part of the body and then the other, okay? And they're both really key parts of the body when we're running in particular, okay? Now, this is obviously focused on our lower leg, okay, being our calf complex. Now, you'll be on one leg, okay? You'll find a stair or something similar. We're using a little gym box here, okay? You drive up on that big and second toe, okay? Hold for 3 seconds, slow on the way down, counting 3, 2, 1, and powerfully driving up, okay? So holding, Jake, for 3, 2, 1, come down, 3, 2, 1, and power up. 3, 2, 1, down, up, hold, 3, 2, 1, down, 3, 2, 1, up, okay? And you swap over, okay? Eccentric calf raises are excellent exercise for basically preventing any lower leg injuries or help minimising the risk of those injuries. So I'm talking, calf strains, soleus strains, Achilles tendinopathies, and so on, okay? They will also help you greatly in your propulsion, okay? So the stronger that complex is as a whole, the more, pop you're going to get off the ground, okay? The faster you're going to run, okay? All right, guys, so basically you complete those hip extensions and the calf raises for 4 rounds through, okay? And then we'll see you on complex number 3. Good luck. Okay, guys, complex number 3, moving on, okay? Now in this we've got a reverse lunge as our A movement, and that is complex with our side plank, okay, which is working on basically the strength of our obliques and the lateral part of our body, okay? Now, the first level 1, okay, for our reverse lunge is just body weight, okay? So Jade comes to the front of his training space, okay? He's going to step back with one leg and then step forward. He does 8 reps on each leg. Notice his front heel remains in contact with the ground. He's got a great body position and he's really working on a good smooth tempo, but it's snappy when he comes back to his standing position. So he squeezes into that front heel and up. Squeezes into the front heel and up, okay? So, think back to when you're running, okay? Getting that nice snappy movement off the ground, that pop, okay? Now, to make this more difficult, level 2, okay? We'll load it externally. So again, find something around your house, some gym equipment or some just household items, okay? Hold in a goblet position, okay? And away you go. Obviously, the heavier the item is, the more difficult it's going to be. Always emphasising and keeping our form as the priority, okay? Now, moving on to level 3, and this is strictly for our advanced guys, okay? We're going to be doing a reverse lunge into what's known as an A-frame or an A position, which many of our sprinters will know well, okay? Coming up and holding at the top. So step back, snappy on the way through, and hold at the top with great stability, okay? Keep going, Jake, just a couple more reps each leg. So this will be 8 each leg for you guys training at home, okay? Notice when Jake comes through the top, his foot position there, okay? He's in that good foot position where his foot is in and the ankle is in a stiff position, ready to make contact with the ground again and get that real drive off the ground, like a hammer banging a nail into the turf or the track. Okay, through and up, good. All right, very well done. So 8 each leg, as I said earlier, okay? Once you've done those 16 reps in total, you'll be moving on to your side plank, which is, once again, a very good core exercise. Okay, now level 1 here, guys, you're going to be on your elbow and your feet, okay? So you have your elbows stacked directly underneath the shoulder, both shoulders stacked on top of each other. You're not in a banana shape here, guys. You're pressing your hips forward, squeezing your glutes together, achieving the alignment of a straight line from your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles. You'll we'll do 30 seconds each side, okay, and then change it over, okay. Now, level 2 with this one, okay, is in a high position, so you're on your hand. So the same cues go here. Stack your shoulders, hand directly underneath, okay, pressing your hips through, squeezing your glutes together, holding that beautiful position there. Okay, now a level 3 here, guys, okay, is quite advanced and a difficult exercise. So you're in that high position, but then you're also performing a leg lift or abduction, okay? So really try to recruit the glute here, squeeze at the top and down. Up, hold, and down. Okay, very well done. 30 seconds on each side there. Okay, once you complex those 2 exercises together and you complete 4 sets, you've completed the real bread and butter of your session, and you'll finish off with just some plyometrics, which we'll do. The first plyometric is a box jump, okay? So you just got to be creative, okay? You might be doing this session down at the local park. You might be doing it at home. Basically, you have to find something that's, roughly from knee to waist height to do your box jump onto, okay? Now I've got a park bench here, okay, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So guys, you come up to the bench here, okay, you get in a good solid squat type position, okay, you're going to go back with your arms and your hips, okay, and when you activate and drive up onto the box, okay, you're going to do it in a really powerful and snappy manner. So it'll be just up and stick it there, okay? So you're down there, hips through, stick it there, okay? So when you're landing, you're really trying to pull the chute, have your hands down there by your pockets, okay? Really working on powerfully extending from your ankles, knees and hips. So you start in that triple flexion position. Okay, when you jump, you're coming into triple extension, ankles, knees and hips. Okay, so just doing it a bit side on. So you're back like that. 1, 2, 3 is flexed. When you're ready to go, you just drive through and extend. Okay, so back, through like that. Okay, so really work on that powerful hip drive. Be really snappy in that movement. Okay, you do 5 jumps. And then you'll have a nice long rest, roughly 2 minutes. In that time, you might do some stretching, some rolling, or just chill out, okay? And then you'll perform your next set of 5. The rest is really important. Don't rush through it. You need to allow your body to recover. Good luck. The second plyometric exercise that you will do is known as a pogo jump. So, some of you might have played with pogo sticks over the years. They're basically like a spring-loaded thing that you jump on and they just pop up and down off the ground, okay? And very similar to this, we want our ankle, foot, and our calf complex to be doing a very similar thing. So just really popping off the ground, being really elastic and powerful, okay? So, you might have access to some mini hurdles like I do here, or you might just have to do these off the ground, okay? You're doing 5 jumps, you'll have a good sort of solid rest, maybe 20 seconds, and then you'll do another 5, 20-second rest, another 5, okay? And you'll follow that by a really good long rest of 2 minutes as we did with our box jumps, okay? So if you've got no equipment, you're just going to do it like this, okay? Really work on being stiff through the ankles and the feet as I described earlier. Imagine your foot and ankle is a hammer and you're basically banging a nail into the surface in which you're jumping on, okay? So like so. Okay? That's how you do that if you have no equipment. So 5 jumps and you'd have a good long rest and then you move on. Now if you do have some equipment like these, you might set up 5 hurdles. You're just going to jump through these. Okay, Okay, so 5 jumps, you walk back, you'll complete that another 2 times, and you'll have 2 minutes rest. Okay, good luck guys, that'll complete your session.